So we thought it would be fun to introduce a new concept at skucon in terms of content, and we titled it quite simply skucon Stories. I'm not going to say anything more about it, but we've got 4 of them lined up here today, and without further ado, I want to welcome one of the industry's quirkiest and most fun storytellers, and that is Gillian Hammond from Brand Fuel. Gillian.
Darling. I feel like I'm getting my diploma.
Yeah, I know.
With all the rights, privileges, and honors, thank you. I am Gillian Hammond. I'm recently married, so if you're from the IRS, you know me as Gillian Utesh. But everyone just calls me Money, or G-Money, as it's kind of evolved over the years. I have the extreme pleasure of working with the most insane and fun and brilliant people under the creative label of Brand Fuel out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Why they hired me, I have no idea. 14 years later, they haven't fired me. I still have no idea how that happened. It was Birdman who said, I run my shit. But Beyonce said, diva is a female version of a hustler. All right, so these are my hustler stories. Made little notes so I wouldn't forget what I wanted to tell you. The first one, client calls me and she's like, hey, I want a circle, but I don't want it to be round. Okay. I can roll. I'm a little too sober in the morning when I get this call, but I'm like, I can roll with this. Oh, you want a cylinder? You want a cylinder? No, kind of more ovally. So we go back and forth in our conversation, and about 20 minutes later, after she tells me what her cat had for breakfast and, her daughter's swim meet, I'm like, oh, dear Lord. I find out that she wants a cylinder award. Great. Now we've got something I can type into Sage. I can write an order from this. She gets 6 pieces. She roughs me up over the setup fee. I made $22 before taxes on that order. The next one was a name badge. All right, great. How hard can a name badge be? We have circle, we have square, we have a star, we have long chords, we have plastic ones. And it's a Friday when I get this request, so I'm going all above and beyond. I'm putting them all on my little presentation. I'm giving her the little rectangle ones. Now, oh, she might want a magnet back. She might want a pin back. I'm like, I am rocking this. I send it over to her. No, this isn't what I want. Well, good Lordy, I gave you every name badge option that I had in my search, so what are you looking for? A few conversations back and forth, I realized that she wants a asphalt-friendly adhesive to go in their employee parking garage because they've had an issue with people jockeying each other's parking spots. So sister was looking for a parking spot label, not a name badge. It was at this point in my career when I realized on my resume, right under Microsoft Word processing and great interpersonal skills, I needed to list excellent in identifying what someone's trying to say when they don't use the right word. It's almost like when you're fighting with your spouse. Use your words, honey. Tell me what the problem is. I think you hear me, but you're not listening. I mean, these are the conversations we have with our clients. That order I made a whopping $157 on before taxes. The asphalt sticker. Moving up in my career now, yeah. The next one is simply called The Volcano. And when I was sharing this story with another distributor, so like, oh, Gillian, what story is you going to tell us? I know you guys have shit to talk about. He had a very similar experience with the same supplier. Now, this isn't to say this supplier is a wacko and you don't need to work with them. What this said and what this confirmed to me in this conversation was that this supplier partner was exactly the kind of supplier you want to work with. They were a challenger. They did not go along with the status quo. When you called them and said, hey, I want to do XYZ and have it here tomorrow, yeah, I think we can make that work. Let me think outside the box. I'm not talking about over-promising and under-delivering, all that nonsense, no. I'm talking about doing something different. So in this story, we were doing something different. We spent 15 days in product development, then we get the pre-pro in, that takes another 15 days. Then, of course, the client's like, oh, I'm sorry, I know I said I wanted a circle, but I didn't want it to be round. Can you revise the pre-pro? Of course I can. So we revised the pre-pro, we wait 15 more days, and of course at this point, ain't nobody got time for a boat. It's like, how much is air freight? I will fly it Amelia Earhart style over here if I have to, because this is gonna happen, because I want to get paid on this before December. And you know, if you start something in April, you ain't seeing money till December, so you need to keep it rolling, people. So I have now at this point missed the boat. My only option is to fly these things over here. Then comes the volcano. I get the call from my supplier. He's like, Gillian, you're never going to believe this. Well, with you on the other end of the phone, I will probably believe anything. He's like, yeah, there's a volcano, and there's some ash from the volcano, and the FedEx plane can't fly. Sorry, sounds like my stuff's not going to get here. And that's not what I want to tell my client. And so we kind of work through, and yeah, there's no other option. I have to wait for the ash to settle, get the product over here. It arrived late. I had to give the client a 20% discount, and I already had to bid it low because it was all these quantities, and it was overseas, the whole 9 yards. I lost money on that deal. My first overseas volcano deal. So moving along to one similar in its craziness is simply called Starbucks. So, you know, clients are like, yeah, well, I have to pay for freight. I don't understand. It just arrives here. And the people who drive it here, they don't have kids or families or power bills, and they shouldn't get paid, so I shouldn't have to pay for freight. And okay, well, if I'm going to pay for freight, okay, I'll pay for freight. But I want it here at 8:05 a.m. because I have to leave my hotel, and I have to go to my show, and I can't ship to the show because, you know, they charge you to ship to the shows, and ain't nobody got money for that. All right, well, I can't control because the FedEx guy and I had a breakup, and so he doesn't really listen to me anymore when I tell him to have his little butt there at a certain time. I don't know when it's going to get there because, of course, she won't let me ship it overnight. I have to ship it ground because, you know, she didn't have the budget for that because she thought freight was free. So I come up with this idea that I'm going to ship it to a Starbucks that's in between where her hotel is and where her event is. I'm looking at the map. This is back when we had MapQuest, okay? I'm looking at the MapQuest. I'm like, yeah, there's Starbucks about right here. So I put that in my shipping. I send it to the vendor. The vendor's like, you going to ship it to a Starbucks? I'm like, don't question me. I am the brains of this operation. You're shipping it to a Starbucks. All right, we saw what happened to the last guy that upset you, so we're shipping to a Starbucks. My client's like, so I'm just gonna walk in. I'm like, girl, you're gonna walk in with your head proud, and the boxes are gonna be in the corner, and the barista is gonna be busy steaming their milk to 168 degrees. They're not gonna be worried about you pulling these boxes out. Walk in, pick your boxes up, and walk out. I'm like, I need you to partner with me for your own success here. Go and get your boxes. She walks in, she gets her boxes. Everything turns out wonderfully. All right, I have 3 minutes left, so I'm going to finish with the last story, which is a happy story. I told you all the crazy stories. This is a crazy happy story. So this crazy happy story, client calls December 31st, and you know you're not trying to work. It's December 31st. You're trying to punch your time clock, bide your time, and get home, get your drinking on. She's like, oh, Gillian, oh my God, you're never going to believe this. I woke up this morning and I have $40,000 in my, I don't know where it came. I often lose $40,000. I don't know if everyone else has that same problem. I often lose it and then, oh my God, I found it again. So it was serious. We can all relate because that was exactly what happened to my client. And she was, I need to spend it today. And I want to pay you today because I need to get the money off my books today. And I want to do an exact repeat. And in Common SKU, you go, copy, copy, copy. I mean, it's like, thank you, Mark. Exact repeat of these mugs I did last year. Awesome, pumpkin. Click, click, click. And in 7 copy clicks, I had 6 months' rent in one order. So you have good, the bad, the ugly. The main thing is to remember we are a community here. And if you're in your office by yourself, if you're sitting at your kitchen table by yourself, and you get a call from FedEx telling you they have dripped hydraulic fluid all over your polos that are from event date, and do you want to just submit a claim and get something back in 3 months? You're not alone. We've all been there. We've all survived it. It's completely okay to crawl under your desk. It's completely okay to have a drawer in your office for in case of emergency, which can cover everything from chewing gum down the gamut of things you may see. So you're not alone. You can do this. For every crazy story where you make $22, there will be an order where you make 6 months' rent. Stick with it.
You're amazing.